Well, hello! This is a very, very exciting snapshot. 25W36B or A. They released another one because there was some crash issues. But we are back here and there is something in front of you that you might recognize as a little bit phony. Oh, you don't see it? Well, do you see it now? That's not me. This is me. That's not me. You want to see what's more confusing? Well, look, he's doing exactly what I'm doing, except he's got a hat layer and I don't. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Now we look more the same. Anyway, we're going to go over NPCs in a little bit. We don't have to talk about him right now, but I do want to dedicate about 75 to 80% of this video to NPCs because I am so happy that this guy is now a thing in the game. But unfortunately, I'm going to kill him for now. All right. Welcome to the latest snapshot, 25W36B. Stick around because at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you a hidden detail in the game that you guys are going to find so funny. More on that later. So the first substantial change here is keybinds. You can now multi-keybind things to the same key. For example, if I wanted to do strafe left as W and everything here as W as well, what that means is that if I press W, I'm suddenly not moving because I'm moving forward, backwards, left, and right at exactly the same time, which is really cool. Except now I can't really move, so I wouldn't imagine you're gonna do something like that. However, what I tested out on stream is really interesting. So if I keybound the same stuff to attack, destroy, pick block, and use item, and then I press left click with the grass block on the land underneath me, you can see that I'm insta-breaking, insta-placing the block immediately. So it appears to support multi-action functionality now, while also prioritizing what's higher up on the list, which would be breaking the block first and then placing it, because if we did the other way around, it would end up doing absolutely nothing. So this is a really nice accessibility feature for anyone who decides that this is something they want to do when they're building. I'm sure this is also going to be supported by mods as well, so definitely a lot of testing that can be done here. Oh, by the way, tall nether portal. Next, world borders are now dimension specific. I don't really know why this wasn't the case to begin with, but let's say I wanted to do a size 10 world border like this. Here is the world border for the overworld. Let's go to the nether. And here we are. You can see immediately that the world border distance is not set to the same value. So let's say I want to make it 100 here. Let's go back through. World border stays the same in the overworld. So that's a massive change once again. You can see the developers are still making technical changes to snapshots even so close to release day. Double clicking a word in edit box now selects it. This I really like. However, I don't know why it ignores syntax in commands. For example, let's say I want to highlight hidden underscore layers as its individual term. I can't seem to do that still. It ignores punctuation completely and it still highlights everything unless there's a space to separate. I hope they change this. I hope they make it recognize punctuation because it's not doing that right now. And that is all the changes in this snapshot except I am so glad they now exist. Let me turn off this automation thing that I have going on. To summon an NPC, there is no NPC spawn egg. You've got to use the command summon mannequin. And there's your mannequin. He looks kind of skinny right now. And that's because he is Slim Steve. And that's the default mannequin that they've decided to use. This guy functions like a player. So if I hit him, he takes knockback and takes damage. In fact, I've got a sword here already. If I swipe at him a couple times, he's dead. So if I grab his health information, you can see he's got 20 health. It's right now using wide Steve, but you may want to change that. So there are a lot of different options you have. So you can do wide Alex, which is an interesting one. So here is wide Alex. There is Slim Steve if you want, but it doesn't have the correct model here. So to fix it, you can change the model to Slim. And now he's back to Slim. Now, because the skin takes the profile texture from the subfolder for textures, you can make them look like blocks as well. So here is Stone Man, bedrock, torch. The moment the texture does not have the correct UV mapping, the limbs do not render at all. Wait, what is that flap? The arm is a flap. It's swaying in the wind. You can do environmental textures like cloud. Now he's a cloud man. Looks pretty good. Info man. He's just blue. He doesn't have a nose. Oh, he's buff. Oh my god. Here's a challenge for you guys in the comments. What do you think this texture is? You may be able to tell from the textures on the front side and the back side, but what do you guys think it is? Wonder if any of you can get it. Now you can change it to anything you like. You don't have to use the default Minecraft skins at all. If you so choose to, you can change it to Dinnerbone. So you can make him have any skin you like. We tried a lot of them on the stream chat, so Dead Mouse unfortunately doesn't have those ears on the player skin. It does have the cape information, so you can process any skin information you like on the NPC. Unfortunately, they cannot be leashed, but of course you can always resort to boats. But it's just not the same effect, man. Even with commands, you can't make him be leashed, which is unfortunate. What I'm going to do now is couple these two commands together. So what I've done first of all is I've removed the nameplate at the top, which said mannequin and NPC. You can do that by simply summoning an armor stand on it and then riding the mannequin with it. Although most things riding the NPC will get rid of the name tag anyway. So with a few simple data modify commands, I can make this NPC mirror everything that I do. With a netherite sword, if I put this in my offhand, it's going to switch over, changing sword hands. Let's wear some armor on my body, like so, and he looks exactly like me. Where's my boots? And so now I'm going to give him a little bit of motion as well. So now you can see that wherever I look, he will also look. This is very much like the always has been meme. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to damage the creeper through this mannequin. So with the damage command, I can do that. And now the creeper is going to approach the NPC and explode, just like that. No retaliation whatsoever. Didn't even move. You can make him have realistic motion as well, given that it's just a player. You're stuck. Get in the door. It's your dirt house now. And you can obviously bind interaction entities to the hitbox. So if you right click, you can make him say,
Phoenix SC, I'm stuck. Phoenix SC.
And I guess finally I should mention that the mannequin does have a custom name, which is mannequin, so you can change that with custom name. But realistically, I would like to see some more features. Like, I can't make him shift or anything or sneak. I can't make him hit me back. He's just completely empty. He doesn't really respond to you. So it'd be really cool if they added that functionality in. There's nothing much you can really do right now apart from you looking at me like that. A lot of data modification occurring right now. Nice work. I really like this. I have a couple of signs here. One says ender chest lol, and that's because before this fixed snapshot arrived, placing down an ender chest completely breaks the game. Place an ender chest? What happened? You've got to tell me what happens before I do what happens, man. No. Guys, Phoenix Trans here. They've already fixed that, so this doesn't really occur right now. However, the same issue applies to spawners. So I'm going to show you this before I show you that final thing that I wanted to demonstrate. So here I've got a spawner, pig in there, okay? So I'm going to change this spawn data ID from a pig to a mannequin. So what I want it to do is spawn an NPC. And guess what happens? Boop. Nothing. The spawner cannot render an NPC. Okay, now there's one more thing I want to show you. Here I'm going to change my language to... This is completely left field, by the way. I saw this over the week on r/PhoenixSC. I wanted to just tack it on to the end of this video. So here is the language of Turkey. So I press done, and I'm going to give myself a waxed lightning rod. This is a new item that's arrived in this version of the game. You could never have waxed a lightning rod. You know exactly where this is going. I'm gonna press enter, and you can see, oh, they fixed it. That actually does mean wax lightning rod. For posterity's sake, I'm gonna link this Reddit post in the description so you guys can remember this forever. But in the latest snapshot, not this one unfortunately, the Turkish translation for the wax lightning rod is perfect for show. That's meant to say something else, but I think you get the point. Here is more information if you'd like to see it, and here is the thing. Have a great week.